Hey, what's up, everybody? BDF44 coming at you with another video. All right, so I crammed my head full of New Orleans Pelicans information and Los Angeles Lakers information, preparing for this massive, massive game for the Los Angeles Lakers and Pelicans. Now, they are both playing for play-in tournaments implications. Obviously, we're all in a three-headed race with the San Antonio Spurs as well. And basically, the situation for the Lakers is this: we have 3 games at home and 3 games on the road ahead. Spurs have the same deal. Whoever wins more games than the other should make the tournament. That's essentially what the math looked like there. Um, you know, we have a tougher schedule than them, much tougher, unfortunately, much tougher than anyone else, pretty much. So this game is important, and it's been said that AD is going to be making his return tonight, and LeBron James is said to he's going to be testing it out in the pregame, and if it holds up in pregame, we'll be playing as well. So that is what the plan is at this point. And Bron came out with an April Fool's joke saying he's wrapping it up for the season. See you in the fall. So he's joking about it, which leads itself to believe that he has no intention of missing this game tonight. So it's do or die, everything on the line. Minutes restrictions I don't think will be in place for either of these two superstars. And I worry greatly about what this franchise is doing by asking them to come back so soon, given the fact that Anthony Davis was reported to have been sore in the previous game. He wasn't quite over his soreness. It just doesn't make any sense to me to be trying to mortgage these guys' health for an opportunity to make a play-in tournament that we are not even favored in. So at this point, my wishes as a fan go against what the wishes of the team are. So I just kind of go along for the ride, unfortunately, like the rest of us. But I really, really, really want us to just let it go. Honestly, let it go in this season. And, let's build fresh and do it right. I think there's an opportunity for us to play some young guys tonight against some really, really talented wings. Obviously, this is a team with some nice vets as well, and they're playing for something. So we're going to see a lot of their talent tonight. Jackson Hayes, obviously, C.J. McCollum. Trey Murphy's been getting minutes lately. You got to deal with Grand Theft Alvarado, of whom has been making a real name for himself, stealing the basketball and kind of being really, really sneaky, which is a sequence I want them to put in the video game. You got to put that in 2K. Basically what this dude does is right after there's a layup or something like that, he hides in the corner and will watch the ball get inbounded and try to steal it. And it's been very successful lately. It's some weird little thing that he's figured out alone on his own. And you can best believe he's going to pull it out against us, if not tonight, in the play-in tournament, if we're so lucky enough to see his team. So be on the lookout for Grand Theft Alvarado, point guard for the New Orleans Pelicans. He's sneaky. He looks to steal the ball, and he is good at what he does. So he had a particularly bad game against us last week when we played this team. So I'd expect that he's going to play well tonight because of it. So Jonas Valanciunas has been terrorizing us. Every time we see him, no matter what team he plays for, he's going to rebound the ball, and he's going to get his shots up, whether it be from the three-point line, which they've given him an opportunity to do with this team, or in the paint, which he's been able to do his entire career. This dude, in my opinion, has always played at a level that has been well above what he's been considered. He's an all-star, basically. And you just have to treat him as such. And we're going to have to pay a lot of attention to him tonight, because I know he's going to be a catalyst for a lot of what they do, as he always is. So please, please, please do not hesitate to play Dwight Howard. It's going to be imperative for the Lakers to keep Wenyen Gabriel out of foul trouble. Got to manage him. He's going to have to do a much better job of staying on the basketball floor if this team is going to do anything. Had a situation last time we played them last week where Herb Jones had 6 steals, and we opted to play a lot of unathletic players and a lot of our vets in lineups that just did not match up at all against this team. And because of it, we lost the game. I would like to think this team will have learned from that mistake and will match up accordingly. But it's up to those players. Stanley Johnson, Winion Gabriel, Dwight Howard. It's going to be on them to stay on the floor and stay out of foul trouble. So that's going to be important. Hopefully the Lakers can pull that off. THT is going to be important. He played pretty well in the previous game for the Los Angeles Lakers, but did not get the minutes that represented how well he was shooting. I just want Frank to play the hot hand, man. Whoever that may be, play them. We saw a lot of Trevor Ariza last night, and he did play pretty good defense, got 2 nice blocks. I hope to not see him at all tonight. This is a very bad matchup to send Trevor Ariza out there against those young wings. They have a lot of long players, obviously Brandon Ingram, as we said, Trey Murphy. Their team is known for their length and their strength in the inside with that Jonas Valanciunas individual. You have to understand that the balance that team can provide you both inside and out is now present with CJ McCollum on this team as well. He shoots the ball, whether it be mid-range, 3-point shots, or even on the inside sometimes. He will get to the line. You have to account for the fact that he's going to put up probably 30 points plus on you tonight in this big game. Same goes for Brandon Ingram. You know what he's about. We all know what B.I.'s about. He's a killer. He's growing into his own comfort zone. He's clutch. And he's not going to hesitate to drive the basketball tonight. He knows he has an advantage on most other players on our team. He knows that we're at a disadvantage given the fact that we have Anthony Davis and LeBron James trying to work their way back from injury and trying to play through injury. And I think they're going to try to push that pace like they did in that previous game. And us leaning on LeBron James and Anthony Davis could be a good thing or a bad thing depending on how well they are out there, in terms of their running and conditioning. Anthony Davis more so is just going to have to, he's going to have to play some center. We're going to run him out there at center, even though I hate that. But just by default, given our needs, we're going to need to see him at the center spot tonight. Now, I'm curious to see if Frank Vogel would take advantage of an interesting dynamic that could be present with Anthony Davis, Winion Gabriel, and Stanley Johnson all on the floor at the same time. We've yet to see that, but I do believe that can be a good thing for the Lakers if they lean on those 3 players more so than normal tonight. Because what that gives us is the length that the New Orleans Pelicans has, the defensive prowess as well. Now, you're going to give up some 3-point shooting, which is why we should probably throw Malik Monk in that lineup or DJ Augustin just to be the guard. But you're going to want to see that particular lineup on the floor because they really do have the length to bother this team. Bronze length, Winion, Stanley, AD. Yeah, that's something. That's something right there. So it's what we need, and hopefully we use it. Austin Reeves, give us more, man. I like how he's been rebounding the ball. I'm never going to not point out the other things that he does, but he needs to give me more in the scoring column. That 3-point shot hasn't fallen in 3 weeks. It's very frustrating. But he's a rookie, and he's just going to have to keep shooting. But, that is a player that if his 3-point shot was falling, he'd probably be starting. Like, that's literally what's in his way right now, in my opinion. But since he's such a fantastic rebounder, we should lean on him more so going forward than we have in these last few games. Even though he has been struggling, he still makes sure that our offense moves better, our defense is better, and our rebounding is better. With his presence on the floor. So find ways of putting him in that lineup, and sequences with shooters around him is probably best. He's an orchestrator, so you want guys that can just spot up and catch a pass from this guy. So that's what I want to see us do. And I'll tell you something else. As he continues to work on drills and his handle and stuff like that, I'd like to see us give him some point guard reps. Because clearly he has the skills for a point guard. The only thing he needs to really work on is his handle so he can be a better ball handler in general. But, he sees his vision is good. He drives to the rim very well. He plays both on and off the ball pretty well. So I just want to see us give him that opportunity and, develop the kid. So, yeah, that's what I want to say. Obviously, Malik Monk is extremely important as well. We want to see him continue to play well. He's been playing well despite us not playing well as a team. So you just want to continue to see him work hard on the defensive end and rebounding as well, because most of the lineups that he's in require him to kind of make up for a lack of sizes on the floor as usual. So that's important. And Westbrook, last but not least, I feel like he's played pretty good. These last game, I thought he gave us the scoring and played a pretty good floor game. Only had 3 turnovers, so If he can continue that momentum and continue to drive at this team the way that he did in the last, he's not going to be a problem in any way, shape, or form. I think that's what the light at the end of the tunnel has been for this team, is that he's kind of worked out some of his issues, and I pointed that out yesterday in my halftime video. I've been happy with him. It's almost like he's been a problem we've been able to fix, but not so much some of these others. So, big game, you guys. What can I say? We have to win this game. We have to win all the games that we play. And luckily enough, we get some home cooking. Luckily enough, we got some superstars coming back. At what capacity? Who knows? But they're going to give us a go. Give it a go. You got to give them their credit for trying for the Laker Nation. Tip your hat for guys who are trying to fight through pain. They know where they're at. They know that this is Kobe land. You know what I'm saying? He fought through everything. So they're trying to follow his lead in that regard, and I respect it. I just hope that it's motivated for the right reasons. You know what I mean? Just let it be motivated for the right reasons, because we're definitely taking a huge risk making these guys play injured, given our asset situation. It's just ultimately a very, very, very unwise risk. But we're the Lakers. We play for big things. We have an opportunity at a playoff, and I think we feel it's our responsibility to go after that playoff. So, stuff like that you get married to, and you either are happy with the results of that marriage, or you regret it for the rest of your life. And I just feel like some risk don't need to be made, taken rather. Some traditions are meant to be broken, etc., etc. You don't have to be married to something that isn't a good decision just because it aligns with something that you may have always gone with. It's just today, it's not a good decision. But only time will tell. Hopefully the Lakers can pull this game out. I don't see why we wouldn't be able to, with Anthony Davis and LeBron James giving it a full go. At the end of the day, they should, in theory, be able to beat a Pelicans team, a good Pelicans team, but they're still going to have to deal with Bron and AD. That's a lot for that young squad. So, depending on what they can give us, that'll determine what we'll be able to do. I expect a lot of fight and hardcore, hard-playing effort, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I expect effort from this team. And, it's going to be tough, man. We lost some games we should have won these last couple weeks. We knew what the circumstances was. And we know we opted to rest Bron in certain games. And I think that might be the nail in our coffin. I'm not saying that we shouldn't have. It's just that when you have these goals, you can't have 1 foot in, 1 foot out. You know what I mean? And we've played it really, really tight, really close. And now the circumstances are not in our control. So we just control what we can and let whatever happen take place. So that's what we're going to do. Root for our team. L for L, win or lose. If we can get through this season, we can get through anything, right? We've been through it all, so why not? BDF 44. That's what I'm going to leave you with. Peace.